What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm just gonna do a little day in the life, man. We got 3 calls on the books right now. 1 maintenance, 1 commercial service call, and then we got an additional service call after that. Starting to get into the slower season here, so it's not gonna be as busy. So there's probably gonna be a lot more maintenance calls going forward, sprinkled in with a few service calls hopefully. But yeah, let's get this day started and let's get this day finished. All right, here at the first call, these are townhomes here. So I know that typically the condensers are gonna be located right on the outside. So I park out back. What I do, I'm gonna walk around the front of the house, go knock, they'll walk me through. But I'm just gonna walk around here real quick, because again, my tools, most of the work I do is gonna be isolated at the condenser. Now, like I said, I start out here at the condenser, so what I want to do is locate my drain line, which is right here, and my condenser. Then I'm gonna go inside and get started. All right, just basic maintenance. Didn't do anything crazy there. Just checked over the amps, the pressure, sprayed the coils, cleared the drain line, sprayed the evaporator with some non-rinse coil cleaner, hit the pan with some Viper pan spray is what I use. Then I use the Surety tablets for the condensate pan as well. But in case you're wondering what this is, it's my 8-foot ladder. Got a commercial space where it's up in a drop ceiling. We'll go take a look at that. I think it says it's leaking, not sure. Let's get after it. All right, so here, we just got a drain line issue. So we'll take this out, get up there, clear the drain line, make life real simple and easy because it is running right now. There's no issue. It's 72 in there, set to 72. It's just intermittently cutting on and off. Like, this don't help. Still got a banged up fucking door because nobody wants to fix it. They put the money into other shit. Holy. All right, so obviously the drain line is backed up. We got that white slime, bacteria, zooglea building up in the line. Kind of a bitch to get to. There's probably really no way of making that drain line better. But what I'm gonna do, I'll go ahead and clear it out. Throw some pan tablet treatment in there. Also some pan spray. See if it helps. So first, let's get a vacuum on this sucker. See if we can pull it out. And then if not, we'll use our gallow gun to blow it out from the outside in. This is where battery power comes in to play. The perfect thing about this Milwaukee is the diameter of the hose fits over the outer diameter of 3/4 PVC. Gives a nice tight seal. It's pulling. Get that all dried out. We'll pop this door off also, see how that drain pan's looking. Additionally, I don't know how they're supposed to change this filter. You can't. I can't even. So what we got going on, you can see the drain line exits right here, right? And it just drops here, runs out, and then runs right within inside of this chase and then pokes out the sidewall. What I'm gonna recommend is that we kind of cut this out because we're not really having any fall from here to any of there, right? Is we kind of cut this, maybe directly take a 90 or a T, and kind of 45 it and get as much fall as we can there. And then we just put the trap outside, or we just put an inline trap. Will it be ideal? No, but in this case, I think it'll definitely help them. So I'm gonna write this up and we're gonna get over to our next call. I wrote up that we come back, do a maintenance on this thing. Also, to come back, reconstruct the drain line, what we'll do is we'll just cut it from where it exits the air handler and then pitch it properly through above the cabinets. That way we have enough fall. And additionally, I also wrote in there, cutting out that filter that's up in that space and just putting ductboard. After that, what I'm gonna end up doing is notching the wood so I can take off that evaporator coil door so I can check what the drain pan looks like. So wrote those up, got the quote. It's about $1,000 to do that work, and we'll just wait on approval. So now I got another call where they think it's the I got another call where they think it is the capacitor for the blower motor. So it's about a 38-minute drive. Let's get to it. All right, so this customer isn't answering. I knocked, I rang, I called through the Jobber CRM to be able to try to get in touch with them, to no avail. So I'm going to wait here about 5 minutes. It did say the later the better, but really I'm not trying to wait around much longer. The kid's got basketball practice tonight, so got to get home. So I'm just going to give this 5 minutes, see if he answers at the door, if I get a response. If not, let's go conclude. That's going to conclude today's video. So we'll wait it out. Interestingly enough, this house over here, I used to do a lot of work at it when I was at the previous company I was at. It was a guy who would flip houses, and I'd go there all the time. So it's just funny to be in the same area, same market that you would be in previously, doing your own thing, dealing with the same customers to an extent. So food for thought. Yikes. All right. Yep. She was tripped.
My wife will make sure she's good. Can I give you a call back in like 20 minutes?
Dead. Dead to ground. Dead to ground. Cool. Loosey goosey. Same here. Alright. Got my terminal kit. Got some crimpers. So we're going to go ahead and start with this common side on this capacitor. These are all going to be spades. That way it goes right back on to the contactor. Alright. That's going to go on that side. Oh yeah. Gootin tight. Put this on our capacitor for our compressors. Start. You know what I'm gonna do too? I'm gonna check this real quick, make sure this is good. Boom, boom, should be 45er. It's 48, boom. 7.5, okay, well that's good. Q, common. Start. And unfortunately, I don't have any more straps, so I'm gonna ghetto find this and put it on a box, but we'll be back. No big deal. And then again, this one's gonna get our yellow terminal. Not going anywhere. That should, as long as it didn't damage the board, but the board's got its LEDs, which is good, so that's gonna save that. That's good, that's good. I'm gonna go grab some zip ties real quick, clean this up, and then we'll be able to hopefully just start it, and hopefully nothing happened to the compressor or the fan motor. Flush cuts, boom, boom. That should do it. Make sure all of our connections are nice and tight. And we'll do also, oh, holy smokes. Wow. Y'all saw that? How bad that was. That really could have been it the whole time. Make sure these are tight also. Okay. And that's going to conclude today's video. As you guys saw, just made a nice wiring repair, okay? Simple stuff. He's had a previous company out there multiple times. Capacitor failed 3 times within a year. Could be chalked up to bad connections. There was a couple loose terminal connections right there off the compressor. Additionally, it's kind of just sat in there like shit. So I told him, hey, I'll come back. I'll replace this band. That way it's nice and secure and not vibrating around. But it tested just fine. I don't see an issue with that. Honestly, the box isn't that bad of a problem for me. Some people totally hate it, but got it wrapped up. It's completed. That's my day, man. It's a simple day in the life, a realistic expectation of a HVAC technician's day in the life during shoulder season or in that slow times. With that being said, guys, don't forget to hit those links down below. Let me know what y'all think. If you could, smash the like button. Consider subscribing. All my subscribers, y'all already know. I appreciate y'all. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Later.